Hello, 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 everyone. My name is Ian, and welcome back to A Year in a Day. Um, I guess the video series where, let's retry that. Hello, everyone. My name is Ian, and welcome back to A Year in a Day, my Arthurian quest to improve upon myself and right the wrongs of my tragic backstory. Today, I have a banana for us, because, as it turns out, eating a full meal before you go to sleep, it's not that good. Thankfully, we got this nice little light thing here. Good. There we go. It's probably my top 5 fruits, the banana. Though, keep reading online that they're in danger of going extinct. Because we bred out all the other bananas. The plantains are different. They're kind of banana. I'm not sure what plantains are. They're like bananas, but they're not bananas. They're their own thing. Anyway, we bred out all the other kinds of bananas and got to this one. But now, there's a disease running rampant. It's fucking with the bananas. And we're trying to contain that disease while also making new bananas. No, it's crazy that we can just do that. That through science and biochemistry and horticulture, I think it's the right word, that we can just make new fruits and vegetables and other plant-based meals. Absolutely nuts. Now, I gotta tell you, those tags, they did not come in today. So now we're getting to the point where we're color coding all the clothes. It's all in these little sections, but we're getting desperate. At this point, we're gonna run out of either things to do in the store or things to put the clothes in, which will not be fun. Ay. Anyway, today something very special came in the mail. A gift that I've been waiting for my birthday, and I'm very, very excited. So, please give a round of applause for They Created Worlds, Alexander Smith's Volume 1 of what is pretty much a comprehensive history of video games. Now, there have been books written about the history of video games in the past, and some are better than others. But this is years and years of research and so many citations and so much working with other video game historians within the community. Now, I haven't fully dove into the video game historian community myself yet. Right now, it's very much still hyper-focus Space War, and also anything pre-1972. But I'm sure that, as video games become more and more well regarded as a medium, that kind of get to a point where being a video game historian is almost like it's almost a viable career path. I mean, you've got the Museum of Play, I think it's the Strong Museum of Play. There's the archive and the game canon at the Library of Congress. And then, of course, there was the Living Computer Museum, but that's been shut down and sold for parts. Those bastards. There's the Computer Museum, I think, in California as well. That's where the PDP-1 is, the last working PDP-1. And now, of course, there's the new Nintendo Museum. Now, this is very limited research into the act of preservation itself. And, of course, museums that do said preservation. But I think, as we get further and further along in our history, and, of course, as video games become this highly regarded thing, hopefully, I hope they do, we'll start to see things like what happens with cinema. You get re-releases of the Atari stuff every 5 years or so. Namco does that. Sega does that. Capcom does that. And Nintendo just did that recently with their Championship Series. Now, granted, it's more sort of speedrun focused game, but it's still a collection and a re-release of a lot of their early hits from the 80s. Now, it does put into question sort of the value in having these versions of the games, because they're very much like, sort of the digital, like sort of, the reissues of older movies. They're very much different, particularly in, maybe like the code structure and such to their original, the original products. And it becomes a question of, we have this version, and it's like the most complete version of this one piece of art, this one product. Do we then still need all these other iterative versions? Like, okay, the movie Blade Runner has like 7 different versions. There's the one with the happy ending and the Harrison Ford narrations. There's the theatrical release one. There's the few like director's cuts, but not actually director's cuts ones. And then there's the final cut, which had this whole like relighting thing and throwing back in a dream sequence and stuff. And we come to this question where, if you have what was originally released, okay, it is its own product, its own complete thing, but yet this one person, typically the director, or in some cases the game studio, is like, we're gonna remake the game, or we're gonna remaster it, and they'll release that remake or that remaster later on, and kind of treat it as, this supplants the original. You have that with The Last of Us, both Part 1 and Part 2, they have which I don't know why The Last of Us Part 2 has a remastered version. That's absolutely insane, but it does. And we kind of get to this point where should these games have remasters? Is there a value in remastering some of these games or remaking some of these games? Now, I think the answer to some games is yes. I think some games which may not have given their proper due deserve a second chance. That's frankly not some, and that happens with movies as well, with books as well. As they'll often become cult classics and find a second life in either reruns on television or as part of your bargain, kind of the bargain bin or the home DVD sale. Nowadays, with streaming, DVD sales are becoming less and less viable, and that seems to be the same way it's going with video games, with the era of live service games and Steam games, where it's all digital. There's not really a need for a hard copy. But with no hard copies, you run into problems where, hey, you might not actually own this game, you might not actually own this movie. I used to own a digital copy of the film The Guards Themselves by Door Monster, formerly White Lightning HQ. But I don't have that anymore. I don't know if like the rent fell out of it or I just lost the copy somehow, but I don't have it anymore. And so thankfully it's still available online for right now, but that could change at any moment. It could be taken down. The original creators could just get rid of it entirely. And there have been preservation efforts for a vast number of things online, but things like the Internet Archive and Wikipedia and a number of other places that are hosting these information still are online. There's no physical nature to them. And how can you make physical copies of these things that there aren't really yours without going into things regarding going into legal issues? It's very complicated, but I hope it's something that we figure out. I mean, and I think we're in the process of figuring that out right now, with a Nintendo taking down more and more archives and fan projects and trying to control. They're trying to control what happens to their legacy of games, and with the collapse of Xbox and PlayStation, even though PlayStation probably will still do well for a while, and Xbox is owned by Microsoft, so they can just keep that going. It's all coming to a head, and it's a lot, It's a lot to think about. I had to tap the screen here, because it goes low power mode. Oh no, panicking, no. And you gotta say, no, you're fine, just go into low power mode. Anyway, so yeah, and then we're we're getting to the point where we're starting to lose those early early prominent figures of gaming history. I mean, no, we Ralph Baer died in I think 2018, 2008. He died. Ralph Baer's dead. He invented the video game console. Alan Kotek, one of the people who helped out with Space War and was an innovator within the computer scene and helped develop the hacker ethic, which permeates much of hobbyist computing, which in turn influences a lot of video game making. He passed away in 2006. How long till we lose the Williams, Ron Gilbert, Mr. Russell himself? We have to do what we can to gather these stories and to make sure they are remembered. And Alexander Smith's doing that. I hope to do that myself. And I think video games are the newest art form, the newest medium to portray creativity. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Ian. This has been A Year and a Day, number 36. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's 6. And take care.